Welcome to Psychic Insights, where pop culture meets higher consciousness and the tea is always a little bit mystical. I'm Robin Richardson, your psychic girlfriend, and around here we don't just watch the drama unfold. We read the energy behind it, whether it's celebrity scandals, reality TV, chaos, or true crime with a twist. I'm tuning in to bring you the intuitive scoop, the headlines miss. So buckle up, because your aura's about to get entertained. Hey, beautiful souls. I'm Robin Richardson, your psychic girlfriend. And today we're talking about The Golden Bachelor. Episode 6. And your girl is questioning her life choices. This is time I can't get back. And I'm almost happy that this season is almost over. This week was hometown week. Anyway. And you know what? I kind of want to have this episode, my episode, about episode 6 to be from kind of the framework of empowered women dating after 50, or in this case, 60. So, because let's be real, even though we are talking about a reality show, the questions are the same. Whether it's a reality show or real life. Are they ready? Are you ready? How do we tell the difference between connection and confusion? Mel. You know what he reminds me of? Remember that, what is it? That wheat cereal that comes in a biscuit, it's a brick. Yeah. I can't remember what it's called. But he is just, I don't know, pretty to look at, like I've said before. So let's talk about it. Our Golden Bachelor, Mel Owens, visits the hometowns of his final three, and his final three is Peg, and she lives in Las Vegas. Debbie is in Denver, and Cindy's in Austin. And each woman opens her world, introduces her family, her story, and her heart. And the theme running through all three of these dates are you in love yet? Are you ready to spend your future with woman A, B, or C? But Mal, he doesn't disappoint. I'm not in love yet. I don't know if I'll be there by the end. Potentially. This is not a man who's excited to be on this show. And you might think those words sound harmless or even honest. But when you've lived and loved and lost, raised children, maybe buried parents, potentially isn't the energy of partnership. It's the energy of hesitation. So let's start with Peg. I love Peg, live wire. She's vibrant, steady. She's wise. She's a retired firefighter who's been through it. She knows the difference between a spark and a slow burn. She tells Mel, I want a fireplace, not fireworks. Well, she didn't get the fireworks with Mel because he's a dud, in my humble opinion. But Mel, he smiles, he listens. But when Peg's daughter asks, are you in love with my mom? He says, not yet. And then she keeps pressing, which I loved Peg's daughter. Could you get there by the end? And he says, I don't know. And then she just keeps pressing him, and I just applaud her taking charge. You can tell Peg raised this daughter. I don't worry about her in the world. But let's pause here. When a man hits at this stage, hometowns, meeting family, says, I don't know, what he's really saying is, I'm not ready to know. Dating after 50 or 60, that's your cue to breathe, to center yourself and ask, am I willing to stay while he figures it out? Because Peg's right. We want a fireplace. But a fireplace only works if both people are tending the flame. And I don't think Mel has it. I honestly do not think that Mel is on this show to find love. I don't think he has the capacity to go deep. I think after 25 years, his wife probably said, I've raised the kids, enough is enough. I need to find someone that connects with my soul. Well, then we get Debbie. We go to Denver, and Debbie's story, like Debbie opens up. Debbie is all about leaning in. She's all about, sharing with this man intimate details about losing a partner who was going to propose and then his tragic death by suicide weeks later after they broke up. She shares this with grace, with vulnerability, and so much strength. Mel listens, but his energy feels contained, respectful yet cautious. There's empathy there, but not expansion. I think if a man loves a woman who's sharing this, he would have put his arms around her. He would have held her. He would have said, thank you for sharing this so much. This is like how it hits me. Oh my gosh, I just want to be here for you. How can I support you? Thank you for, whatever. Something a little bit more. But Mel listens. He's kind. His energy feels contained. He's respectful. He's cautious. No expansion there. And that's where many of us get caught. We meet someone who's kind, decent, and respectful, but not really fully available. And that can be confusing because he's not doing anything wrong. He's just not emotionally ready. And in Debbie's case, you could feel her heart saying, I'm here, I'm open, I'm healing, I'm ready for love. And his heart is whispering, I'm still afraid to lose again. And that's real, man, that's human. But as women, we have to discern. Are we holding space or are we holding ourselves back? When Mel sends Debbie home, he actually says, my heart doesn't feel okay about this. And that is the quiet truth so many women miss. He feels, but he's not choosing. Feelings without decisions don't build relationships. So then we head to Austin, where Cindy introduces him to her daughters, and they're protective. They've seen her give and give and give, probably overgive, and they've seen her get hurt, probably because she overgives. One daughter asks, do you see yourself with my mom in 20 years? And Mel says, potentially. Ugh, that word. Potentially is the vocabulary of uncertainty. Cindy tells him she feels safe, grounded, she's ready, but she still uses words like it's complicated. And ladies, I want you to pause here. When someone says it's complicated, that's your soul's cue to say, I choose simplicity, I choose peace. Because love, a real, grown-up, mature love, soul deep love, isn't complicated. It's consistent, it's communicative, and it's clear. Cindy isn't clear about her own self. She says, I am fully in, but yet she knows. She knows. At the rose ceremony, Mel says, I don't use the word love lightly. I've only been in love once with my ex-wife. And there it is, the ghost of the past relationship still sitting in the room. He gives roses to Peg and Cindy, and he sends Debbie home. And the look on his face says it's all. He's torn, yeah, but he's not ready to leap. This is what I call the almost ready man, emotionally intelligent enough to care, but yet not courageous enough to commit. So what can we as women dating after 50 or 60 learn from this? Clarity is kindness. If someone says, I don't know, believe them. That's not an invitation to prove your worth. It's information, or I call it data. Caution isn't commitment. A man can still be cautious because of his past. That's fine. But if caution becomes avoidance, you'll spend years waiting in the maybe. And that's where a lot of us go wrong. We have to ask the real questions early. What does partnership look like for you now? Are you open to marriage or long-term commitment? What does everyday love mean at this stage in your life? And these aren't heavy questions, they're grounding ones. We've earned the right to clarity. Now, did you notice every daughter, every sister, every child in that episode asked straight up questions? That's feminine intuition in action. When your people sense misalignment, don't dismiss it as overprotective energy. Sometimes they see what you can't. You'll know when someone is truly ready because he's not afraid of specifics. He'll say, yes, I can see us in 20 years. He'll say, I'm falling in love. He'll initiate next steps, not just analyze feelings. So if you ever find yourself across from a Mel, here's what you can lovingly say. I really respect your honesty. I'm at a place in my life where I want clear, mutual yes. If you're still figuring it out, that's okay, but I'm going to keep moving towards someone who's already knows. You're not punishing him, you're protecting your peace. Because love in midlife isn't about urgency, it's about energy. You're not chasing clarity, you are clarity. And the right partner will match that. So to all my beautiful women watching, whether you're Team Peg, Team Cindy, or still rooting for Debbie's next chapter, remember, every I don't know you hear from someone else is an invitation to say, well, I do know what I want. Because at this stage in life, your standards aren't high, they're sacred. If this message hits home, tap the like button, drop a heart in the comments, and tell me what your non-negotiable is when it comes to love after 50. And remember, clarity starts with communication. And until next time, I'm Robin Richardson, your psychic girlfriend, reminding you, you're not waiting for love to choose you. You're choosing yourself. And then love will meet you there. I'll see you in the next one.